Have you ever been in a situation where your mind is actually unoccupied? Now, usually, as a striving entrepreneur, as a young man who strives for higher achiever goals, multi-million of dollars at a young age, and maybe potentially reaching 8 billion when I almost pass away. You tend to not have your mind unoccupied for a lot of the time. Your mind's always racing. Your mind's always like thinking about this and that, and sometimes even sleeping's hard. Like you try to lie down and take a rest because you're so tired, but yet your brain is just constantly having its motor run. But there are a few times. It's impossible to never have a few times where your mind is unoccupied, where it kind of is blank. And you're kind of just in a daydream, or as they say, the moon. And you're just pondering and wandering and thinking about maybe very minor things. And the important thing, what I've realized, is when I'm in that situation, and usually it's when I'm for a walk alone, or maybe I'm in my desk alone at night, and usually it's at night, the late night thoughts. I try to think positive all the time. Because since your mind is blank, or since your mind is kind of neutral, your mind can either go one or two ways. It can go positive thoughts or negative thoughts. And if you just use that little extra energy to decide where your thoughts go, you should definitely just choose positive. And for the reason that I say that, now obviously it's kind of like a duh moment, but it goes a bit deeper. Your life and your reality that's ahead of you is based on your thoughts. All your failures and all your shortcomings are not from your soul, but they're from the mind. And that's the stuff that you think about. You always think about what you haven't achieved, what you're not, what you didn't do, like all these negative things. But if you can just use, like I said, that little extra energy to push your thoughts and your mind to what you want to, what you will, what you already have. Just a little switch, because it's not much. You could be thinking about the same thing. You could be thinking of the $1 million, and you could either think about it in two ways. Fuck, I didn't achieve the $1 million, or I will achieve the $1 million very soon. I'm actually very excited. It's going to come. And I'm going to do this, maybe this, and maybe I'm going to do, and you wonder. But you see, just a little mindset switch has completely changed the whole conversation, has completely changed the energy around you. And now you're not only attracting positivity around you, but you're actually being more mindful in the moment to be grateful and to live happily. Because at the end of the day, we're all guests on this planet. We're all guests here. We didn't create any of this. As we've mentioned before, as we all know, God has created all of this. Or if you're a science fanatic, science, or whatever you believe that created everything, but you did not create it, we're all guests here. So you have no reason to judge. You have no reason to have an opinion on all of this. You just have to be grateful that you're being hosted in this life, because you do know that the life you live is so immensely calculated. Like it's a 0.0001% that you were born, that you're here right now, who you are, doing the things you do. It's so rare. So you don't even understand. If you want to add numbers and science behind it, it's so rare. Even the whole world as we all know, if gravity was 0.00001% off, more or less, this whole world wouldn't exist. Isn't it crazy to think about that? So you want to be grateful and you want to enjoy the moment and appreciate the life that you currently have. But if you're always stuck battling with yourself, always thinking about the negatives and what you haven't done, you just go nowhere. You have no room to grow. But when you stop battling with yourself and giving that energy into self-criticism, you can actually give now that energy to self-improvement. Because we do know that energy can neither be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred. So there's a certain amount of energy that you have from your thoughts, from your body, and it can either go either positive or negative. It's up to you to decide. It's all on you. Take full responsibility, take accountability, and push that energy to gratitude, to being grateful, rather than criticizing what you don't have. And it's super important when your mind is not occupied, because you actually have full control of where it goes. Since it's in neutral when it starts, your mind's blank. It's in neutral. You can dictate how you feel and what energy you bring in the next few hours with just some simple tricks, some simple tweaks on the wording and your thought process. Keep working. Be positive. It's going to come. I promise you, trust the results. Be grateful. And again, don't think I do not have, think I will. And that's when I'll see you at the top.